Hi everybody. Okay, today's video may turn into a longer one and maybe a bit of a rant because I get frustrated when I don't understand certain things. And right now, there are many things I do not understand. But let's begin with what I can see and what I am hearing. Due to our power issues and school and personal stuff, I'm a bit late on the entire Variety magazine article and photo shoot, but I have now caught up and I can just shake my head in amazement. I do not think I have ever come across anyone who has the ability to antagonize people as much and as often as Meghan Markle and her alter ego, Rachel InZane. Meghan has the ability to turn her best friend into an enemy and to make her enemies go into hiding. We went through the cut interview and spoke about the ridiculousness of some of the things she said and did. Honestly, to ask a journalist to translate your guttural sounds onto paper and then into print is insane. Hence, me now calling Meghan Rachel InZane. To drive around with a journalist and a surprise goodie bag in the same car, then to coincidentally drive past a homeless person, or as she calls them, a houseless person. And then the same journalist loses her job because her words did not glorify the goddess which is Meghan Markle. Well, how was she to do that? What was she supposed to say? Why didn't Megan just write the article herself? Okay, so let's go through the Variety article as quickly and as fast as we can, but nothing is guaranteed. The article is titled Grieving Queen Elizabeth, Producing with Harry, and Returning to Hollywood. Now, I read the entire article and I sat through the video of the interview, which was irritating and painful in a way, but luckily I was so distracted by the vein or the strange bulge running from her right eyebrow down her nose to just under her eye that I managed to make it through. But on the subject, what the heck is that popping vein or whatever it is running down the side of her nose? So in the article, I went searching to hear how Meghan and Harry are actually mourning the Queen and why they even bothered to include that in the title is still beyond me. Now, the fact that the original interview and the shoot was done before the Queen passed away is indeed no excuse because the actual interview was redone after their return to the United States. So, what does Meghan have to say about the death of the Queen? There has been such an outpouring of love and support. Yes, Meghan, the Queen served her country and the Commonwealth for 70 years, something you would not understand. I'm really grateful that I was able to be with my husband to support him, especially during that time. Now, why especially during that time? Don't you mourn someone close to you beyond the period of death and the funeral? Isn't he still sad about the death of his grandmother? Or isn't Megan there for him anymore? Certainly, in terms of female leadership, she is the most shining example of what that looks like. Well, once again, Meghan uses the Queen and the royal family to further her own narrative, her favorite hobby horse. The Queen was a shining example of leadership and resilience for everybody, men and women. The Queen was queen of all, men and women, young and old, white or brown, Christian and non-Christian. She was queen of an empire, a realm, a nation, and was therefore not favoring one gender over the other. I feel deep gratitude to have been able to spend time with her and get to know her. Yes, she may have spent time with the Queen, but not enough to get to know her. One outing with the Queen and one Christmas does not constitute getting to know someone. Maybe had she accepted the invitation to Balmoral instead of flying to Spain and Ibiza, maybe then she could have said that she got to know the Queen. You do not get to know someone on an official outing. Then the interviewer asks how she processed this loss to the family. And she says it gave them perspective and that right now they feel energized and excited about all the things they have been building toward. Okay, I guess in Megan's world, it is the done thing to get a new zest for life and be re energized after a loved one passed away. So, yes, forgive me if I do not detect any real sadness or mourning in the Duchess's narrative because I just don't. The interviewer then asks about the Oprah interview and Meghan's interview with The Cut. Actually, I'm grateful I have not had too much coffee before I read this because it was so funny that I may just have wet my pants a little. I could just imagine the Rachel InZane in her cringing a little and desperately searching that convoluted brain for excuses. So she said that basically the main aim for the cut interview was to promote and support her podcast archetypes. And then she launches into her narrative on the podcast, completely evading the actual question. But the interviewer does not give up and asks her what the days after the Oprah interview was like, and it gets even funnier. She says because she was so highly pregnant, she was not going out much. Now, if I remember correctly, the Oprah interview aired on the 7th of March. Lily was supposedly born on the 6th of June. So at the time of the interview, Megan was allegedly only 6 months pregnant, hardly highly pregnant enough to be housebound. However, then she launches into a story of how she attended Gloria Steinem's birthday party and how friendly and welcoming everybody was. Ugh. And guess what she calls Gloria Steinem? She calls her Glow. She says, maybe it is just a testament to the kind of company Glow keeps. It's so funny. First, Harry became H or has, and now Gloria has become Glow. So here is what a conversation with Rachel InZane should sound like. H and I decided to take Arch and Lil on a picnic and decided to invite Glow and O and L along, and then Gay came too, as she is O's best friend, and L asked whether her wife was welcome to come. Anyway, she then attempts a name drop by saying that Pam, uh, Pamela Adlin came up to her and greeted her ever so warmly. And then we basically got one of the answers we seeked when the conversation turned to the docu-series. And yes, despite all the rumors and what ifs, it is still going ahead. And guys, I can almost guarantee you that it's going to have some seriously painful footage to watch, some eye-watering narrative, because Mexi is already making excuses and distancing herself, or at least trying to distance herself. Yes, she says it was nice to work with Liz Corbus and that she admires her, but in the same breath, she already warns us that the story may not turn out the way they, her and Harry, would have told it, and that it will be told through Liz's lens. Yes, that good old trusty lens, responsible for everything which had gone wrong in the past. You have to be very stupid to think that there is any truth in this. The docu-series is about them, about Meghan and Harry. The cameras shadowed them for just over a year. The lens was trained on them. It will be words coming out of their mouths. So how can she even use the excuse that the story will be told through Liz Corbus's lens? It's just crazy. Liz was the director, the person who told everybody where to sit or stand and which camera angle to use and so forth. Liz Corbus did not stand with a pistol aimed at Harry and Meghan's heads and told them what to say. What utter garbage. So, after some blah, 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 blah about archetypes, they again talk about the film industry. And that was it for me. My stomach muscles could not stand it any longer. My eyes popped, my veins popped, and my emotions fluctuated between irritation and laughter. Firstly, Megan thinks that a movie about her and an actor playing her would be good business and make people a lot of money. Seriously, folks, she says as much. Oh, and she wants that actress to find her softness, her playfulness, laughter, and silliness. Oh, yes. And of course, she will have to find all Megan's dimensions, every crazy one of them. And she will be welcome to call Megan for advice and direction. Guys, this is the height, the epitome of insanity, of self adoration, self love, self interest, and delusion. I have never in my entire life heard anyone talk about themselves like that. Okay, and then there was the short video clip which accompanied the article. Oh my word. Megan tells how she does Wordle in bed with a glass of wine. Shame. Poor Harry. I can just imagine what it is like sleeping next to someone or waking up next to someone with stale, sour wine on their breath the next morning. Yuck! And then she tells how she absent-mindedly starts to sing the Tyrannosaurus Rex song from Storybots during or in the middle of conversations. Now I'm asking you, does Megan ever listen to herself, or is her desire to create fake stories around her fake persona so great that she does not stop to think how crazy she comes across? Yes, I'm still from the era of Barney the purple dinosaur. And yes, the I love you, you love me, we're a happy family. And yes, I irritated myself at times when the tune repeated in my head, but never have I started to or burst into singing the Barney song mid conversation with friends or anyone else. Yes, we accidentally may say things which are in our heads, but to start singing some random song while in conversation just does not happen to normal people. Or, if it does, it would be considered rude at the very least. I remember dating a boy in high school whose mother really liked me, and she would invite me on family outings, bring me flowers when I was sick, give me gifts, etc., etc. So my friends started calling her or talking about her as my mother-in-law. So in my head, I started calling her skoonma, which is the Afrikaans word for mother-in-law. Not that I had any intention of acquiring a mother-in-law at that stage. I indeed had a world to go explore first, but because of my friends teasing me, it actually stuck. So one day I was with her in her little store, and while in conversation, I accidentally called her Squinma instead of Auntie, whatever her name was. Well, she didn't mind and found it funny, but I was very, very embarrassed. But no, I do not recall ever breaking out in song mid conversation, except like I just did with the Barney song, okay? But that was on purpose. The shoot itself was really, really bad, and the photographs really badly presented. I'm still trying to figure out what their intentions were with that white fabric they dropped behind Megan. Perhaps they were trying to create this wispy, soft background, but forgot to crop the photo and instead had this distracting block of white fabric mysteriously floating in the background with this stark green hedge cutting the photograph in two and Megan's head disappearing into the background. Oh my gosh, and that photograph on the parachute or weather balloon or tent or whatever it is, horrible. A busy background, a busy dress fabric, and a crazy ass look on Megan's face. Terrible. You never, ever show your filming tricks. You do not show the construction of your set. It's just not done unless it is a shoot about the shoot. The cover is a complete disaster, in my opinion. It clearly shows Megan's bad skin. The choice of the choker she's wearing is harsh and distracting, and her shoulders completely disappear into the background, and she looks like an alien with a long neck and very, very narrow shoulders. Anyway, guys, so I guess I can carry on and on and on about this article because it is rather painful. Anyway, but I'm not going to because there are lots of other things I want to talk to you about. So it is now officially the weekend and there are no lessons for us. So I may see you soon, very soon, with the next video, which I think is an important one. So until we meet on that video, please take good care of yourselves. Bye.